Hello, football fanatics. Welcome to Sports Fiesta on Sport Frame Radio with me, Stevie Ahwe, your radio boyfriend. Sport Fiesta is a weekly show that comes your ways every Friday from 7 p.m. to 7:30. And on Sports Fiesta, we bring you up to speed on action to the Nigerian Professional Football League, as well as Nigeria athletes, both home base and those in the diaspora. And today's show or edition of Sport Fiesta is special because attention will be extended to Super Eagles' struggle for a spot in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. And you can listen to this broadcast on directly on radio.sportflames.com. You can as well listen to the broadcast on www.sportflames.com. Okay, today I'm here to give you a quick random of the trailing action for March Day 3 of the 2025/2026 Nigeria Professional Football League. The theme of the weekend was home dominance. It was more of home dominance, with no away victories recorded across all 10 fixtures. 6 home teams secure crucial wins, while the remaining 4 matches ended in the stalemate. So let's dive into the results. Rangers International, witnessed a revival. They had their what? Their first win. A big story this weekend was the much needed revival of Enugu Rangers. They secured their first victory of the season, a 2-0 win over a struggling Plateau United. Chidozie Nwodu and Chidebere Nwobodo were the heroes with their goals, lifting the Flying Antelopes and leaving Plateau United as the only team without a single point or a goal after 3 matches. A worrying statistic for the former champions. I know this win must have, meant a lot. To them. It was a major breakthrough. It was a major feat, having won, their face match. And the derby drama, we saw the derby drama. The weekend featured 2 exciting regional derbies. In the Northwest derby, Katsina United edged out Kano Pillars with a late 1-0 victory or win. Thanks to their goalkeeper, I beg your pardon, thanks to a goal from Falolu in the 86th minute. In the Southwest clash, it was a 1-1 draw between Shooting Stars and Ikorodu City. Ikorodu City continues their unbeaten, although all draw round, while Shooting Stars are still searching for their first win of the season. Even Shooting Stars, they have not had their, first win, so they're still searching, for their first win since the season, has commenced, so started. And there was, we saw champions on the top. The defending champions, Remo Stars, showed their pedigree with a hard-fought 1-0 victory against Warri Wolves. Samson Olasupo's goal was the difference maker, and the win sees the Sky Blue Stars climb to the top of the table with 7 points. They are now tied with Wiki Tourists, who also have 7 points after 1-0 victory home, win against Abia Warriors. So Remo Stars, on the top of the table, topping, having the vanquish, Warri Wolves, that was, second in the table, but unfortunately could not maintain the position, having lost to Remo Stars. And then we saw, face in the timers, and they will witness Strawberry Stars. Newcomers Barrow FC and Concalifat are finding life in the Nigerian Professional Football League tough, very, very tough. While Barrow managed to get their first points and face goal in a 1-1 draw against Better Insurance, Concalifat suffered their second straight defeat going down 2-0 to Kwara United. So these teams are actually indeed their findings. The Nigerian Professional Football League top that experienced a kind of tough life in the league. So, but let's just kind of hope that they will be able to withstand the tsunami, the hurricane they seems to be, facing in the Nigerian Professional Football League. And this weekend also saw Bayelsa United and Warri Wolves lose their perfect start to the season after suffering their first defeat. Previously, Bayelsa United was topping the league with 6 points, while Warri Wolves was second. Bayelsa was first, while Warri Wolves was second, but they have dropped. They are no longer the leads of the Nigeria Professional Football League, having lost. Okay, summary. Katsina United 1, Kano Pillars 0 Kwara United 2, Qualified Remo Stars 1, Warri Wolves 0, Wiki Tourists 1, Abia Warriors 0, Rangers International 2, Plateau United 0, Niger Tornadoes 1, Bayelsa United 0, Barrow FC 1, Beninsurers 1, Academy Warriors 0, Rivers United 0, Enyimba 0, Nassau United 0, Shooting Stars 1, and Ikorodu City. So this is the summary of the match day 3 results, final result from the match day 3. Okay, very briefly and quickly, let's look at the features for the upcoming weekend. We are talking about round 4 of the Nigerian Professional Football League. September 14, 2005, by 4 p.m., Abia Warriors will welcome or entertain Katsina United. You can watch the match by visiting the YouTube and searching the names of these clubs on the YouTube. All the Nigerian Professional Football League clubs have the YouTube where you can watch the either watch live or the replay. So Bayelsa United will entertain Enyimba, but this match is going to be very tough. It's going to be the clash of the Titans, and time is 4 p.m. I know it's a match you cannot afford to miss. It promises to be tough. It promises to be great. We're going to see energy, exuberated passion, enthusiasm. We see feats because these two clubs are giants. They are elephants as far as the Nigerian Professional Football League is concerned. You can watch the match by searching the club's name on the YouTube. They all have a YouTube channel. So you want to watch? Check them out. The YouTube. Benin will entertain or welcome Niger, Tornadoes, while the Ikorodu City will, host Barrow FC, and the Kano Pillars will entertain Rangers International. Con Khalifa will host Academy Warriors. Nassau United will clash with Wiki Tourists. Plateau United will entertain Remo Stars, while Rivers United will welcome Shooting Stars, and Warri Wolves will host Kwara United. Okay, all right, so that's all for the roundup of the Nigeria Professional Football League match day 3, and as well as our futures. Let's quickly consider the standing of the Nigeria Professional Football League. Let's check the table. Okay, Remo Stars having won their last match, they are now sitting in the first on the in the table with 7 points. They are leading the league with 7 points, while the Wiki Tourists is second with 7 points. Bayelsa United third with 6 points. Warri Wolves fourth with 6 points. Katsina United fifth with 6 points. And Niger Tornadoes 6 with 6 points. Ekanemu Warriors, it is a 7th position with 5 points. Rivers United 8 with 5 points. Enyimba 9 with 5 points. Kwara United 10 with 4 points. And Nugu Rangers International 11th position with 4 points. Nasarawa United are 12 with 4 points. Ikorodu City 13 with 3 points. Abia Warriors 14th with 3 points. Shooting Stars are 15 with 2 points. Benin Insurance 16 with 2 points. Baro AFC 17 with 2 points. Kano Pillars 18 with 1 point. And Count Califats in the 19th position with 1 point. And Plateau United 20th position with 0 points. They haven't won any match since the league began, so they are on the search for win, and I just wish them well in the search for win. Okay, that's the standing of the Nigeria Professional Football League. We take a brief musical break. When I return, we will look at the Super Eagles struggle for sports in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. You can listen to this broadcast directly on radio.sportflames.com. You can as well listen to the broadcast by checking or visiting www.sportflames.com, where we upload or post news stories or article. All right, don't go anywhere. I will be right back after this musical break. Enjoy. Okay, then thank you. It's nice to know that you're still there and you tune into and you're listening to Sports Fiesta on Sport Friends Radio with me, Stevie, your boyfriend. Okay, let's turn attention to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Let's consider their struggle for a spot in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. The Super Eagles of Nigeria are in the precarious position in that bid to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and their struggles have been a major talking point for the Nigerian football fans and analysts. The Super Eagles qualifying campaign has been far from smooth. They have struggled to secure wins, particularly in crucial matches, and their performance has been marked by inconsistency. We have been seeing inconsistency, in their performances, which has placed them in a very disadvantageous situation. After 8 matches in Group C of the CAF qualifiers, they have managed only 2 wins. Only 2 wins after 8 matches in the Group C. That's not impressive at all. That's not spectacular or phenomenal at all. Along with 5 draws out of 8 matches, they had 2 wins, 5 draws, and 1 loss. It hasn't been, their performances haven't been, impressive at all. And there's need for them to put, a clinic in their performances. There's need for them to become clinical. They must win sports in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. These 5 draws and 2 wins and 1 loss, have left them lagging behind the group leader, South Africa. South Africa has been leading the group. South Africa's performance have been very impressive. They have been dominating. They have been crushing. They have been dismantling their, opponents. And even the clash against Nigeria, they were leading only for Nigeria to come behind, and they may an equalizer. Okay, so what are the factors that have contributed to their struggles? Let's briefly and quickly look at these factors that have been impacted or contributed to their struggle. Now, one of the factors is inconsistent coaching. Super Eagles, that have been having challenge of inconsistent coaching. The Super Eagles have had a series of coaching changes, and this seems to be impacting negatively on the club. With the most recent being the appointment of Franco Malia coach Eri Chile in the early 2025. This lack of stability has likely affected the team's cohesion and tactical consistency. If the Super Eagles of Nigeria wishes to avoid this kind of poor performances, they have to resolve or address the issue of inconsistent work coaching, because that has engendered instability and affected the the team's performance profoundly, very, very profoundly, though adversely. Another factor is lack of clinical finishing. Despite having a squad filled with talented players who play for top clubs in Europe, the Super Eagles have often lacked a cutting edge in front of goal that created chances but have failed to convert them into goals, which has cost them valuable points. Not that we don't have talented, not that we don't have extraordinary, or not that we don't have incredible, remarkable athletes or players. We have. But the challenge of these talented athletes or footballers is the ability to convert chances into goal. That has been the major problem, major challenge, apart from inconsistent coaching. So what's the problem? What is going on? What is happening with our players? Why are they not having a clinical finishing? What must the coach do in order to address this challenge? Okay, and another one is defensive errors. Defensive errors, another factor contributing to the Super Eagles struggle to earn a spot in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Costly defensive mistakes have also been the problem, as seen in their recent 1-1 draw against South Africa, where an own goal by William Trust Ekong gave their opponents the lead. South Africa seemed to have a lead in the match or in the games against the Super Eagle as a result of an own goal by William Trust Ekong. But they were lucky to have made an equalizer. If not, that would have been a defeat. That would have culminated in a defeat. That would have culminated in a triumph or victory for South Africa. Fortunately for the Super Eagle, they came with an equalizer, and that was from Kevin Bassi. He salvaged the situation. He rolled to the occasion with a header, which sent the ball rocketing in the goal post or goal nets. Another challenge or another factor contributing to that struggle is player selection and form. There have been questions raised about player selection and the ability to get the best out of the talented squad, while the team boasts a world of talent. Translating that individual talent into a cohesive team performance has been a challenge. Super Eagles can boast of weight of war talent, fantastic, brilliant players, but translating that individual talent into a cohesive team performance has actually been a challenge. Just hope that they will navigate this challenge and I hope that they're learning from these errors with regard to subsequent or futures tournaments or competitions. Okay, we'll take another musical break, and when we return, we'll talk about our chances of securing the World Cup spot. How are the chances of the Super Eagle securing the World Cup spot? You'll find out soon after this brief musical break. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. I will be right back. Okay, many thanks indeed for staying tuned. Sport Fiesta is coming to you live from Sport Frames Radio with your radio boyfriends TV. You can listen to this broadcast live directly on radio.sportflames.com. You can as well listen to the broadcast by visiting www.sportflames.com, where we post news, stories, or articles. Okay, let's talk about the Nigerian chances of securing a spot in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Is there a possibility? Is there a hope for the Super Eagles? Let's find out. As of now, Nigeria's chances of securing a spot in the 2026 FIFA World Cup are very slim, very slim, but mathematically still possible. Now, Group C standings, the Super Eagles are currently in a difficult position in Group C. South Africa leads the group with 17 points, followed by Benin with 14 points. Nigeria is in third place, tied on 11 points with Rwanda. While South Africa leads with 17 points, Benin Republic a second with 14 points with regards to the standing, while Nigeria is in the third place with 11 points with Rwanda. Rwanda has 11 points. Super Eagle has 11 points. So that's the current standing of the Group C. Now let's talk about the qualification parts. Only the winner of each group in the CAF qualifier secures an automatic spot at the World Cup. The 4 best second place teams across all 9 groups will then enter a playoff to determine which team will advance to the Inter-Confederation playoffs. Given their current position, Nigeria's path to the World Cup is now very narrow. They no longer control their own destiny to have any hope of direct qualification. They must, number one, win their remaining 2 matches. If they win their 2 remaining matches, and other teams are losing, then that will enhance, their chances of quality or securing the spot in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier. So the Super Eagles have 2 crucial games left: an away match against Lesotho and a home match against Benin. They need to win both to have a chance, and they will of course have to rely on other results. Even if they win their final 2 matches, they will still need both South Africa and Benin to draw points. South Africa will have to lose their remaining matches, and Benin will also need to lose 1 or both of their final games for Nigeria to have a chance at the top spot. While direct qualification seems improbable, the possibility of securing a playoff spot as one of the best second place teams remains an option. However, this also depends on other results across the continent. The team needs to show a significant turnaround in their performance to keep World Cup qualifiers. Okay, that's all on today's edition of Sports Fiesta from Sports Frames Radio with your radio boyfriend Steve V. Where you can join us for join us next time for another interesting and exciting edition of Sports Fiesta. I promise you, next week will be greater. Next week will be more exciting, and I'm sure you won't afford to miss, the show. Sports Fiesta is a weekly show that comes your way every Friday from 7 p.m. to 7:30. Okay, it's the time for me to say bye-bye. See you next week. I remain your host. I remain your radio boyfriend, Stevie. And many times indeed for the privilege of your company. From me to you, bye-bye.